Greetings, fellow adventurers, and welcome back to my channel. Welcome to another exciting video, where we'll be shedding light on Preakness Stakes. Filly. The Preakness Stakes is an American thoroughbred horse race held annually on Armed Forces Day, the third Saturday in May at Pimlico Race Course in Baltimore, Maryland. The Preakness Stakes is a Grade I race run over a distance of miles on dirt. Colts and geldings carry 126 pounds. It is the second jewel or leg of the Triple Crown, held 2 weeks after the Kentucky Derby and 3 weeks before the Belmont Stakes. First run in 1873, the Preakness Stakes was named by a former Maryland governor after the colt who won the first dinner party stakes at Pimlico. Annual Preakness Weekend races include both the Saturday Preakness Stakes and a Grade I race on Friday for fillies only named the Black-Eyed Susan Stakes. Attendance at the Preakness Stakes ranks second in North America among equestrian events, surpassed only by the Kentucky Derby. The 149th running of the Preakness Stakes was held on Saturday, May 18, 2024. As we enter this new phase, let's analyze history from different angles and evaluate its significance. 2 years before the Kentucky Derby was run for the first time, Pimlico introduced its new stakes race for 3-year-olds, the Preakness, during its first spring race meet in 1873. Then Maryland Governor Odin Bowie named the then mile and 1/2 2.41 race in honor of the colt Preakness from Milton Holbrook Sanford's Preakness stud in Preakness, Wayne Township, New Jersey, who won the dinner party stakes on the day Pimlico opened October 25, 1870. The New Jersey name was said to have come from the Native American name Preakness Quail Woods for the area. After Preakness won the dinner party stakes, his jockey, Billy Hayward, untied a silk bag of gold coins that hung from a wire stretched across the track from the judges' stand. This was the supposed way that the wire at the finish line was introduced and how the awarding of purse money came to be. In reality, the term purse, meaning prize money, had been in use for well over a century. The first Preakness, held on May 27, 1873, drew 7 starters. John Chamberlain's 3-year-old Survivor collected the $2,050 winning purse by galloping home easily by 10 lengths. This was the largest margin of victory until 2004, when Smarty Jones won by 11 lengths. In 1890, Morris Park Russicas in the Bronx, New York, hosted the Preakness Stakes. This race was run under handicap conditions, and the age restriction was lifted. The race was won by a 5-year-old horse named Montague. After 1890, there was no race run for 3 years. For the 15 years from 1894 through 1908, the race was held at Gravesend Racetrack on Coney Island, New York. In 1909 it returned to Pimlico. 7 editions of the Preakness Stakes have been run under handicap conditions, in which more accomplished or favored horses are assigned to carry heavier weight. It was first run under these conditions in 1890 and again in the years. During these years, the race was known as the Preakness Handicap. In March 2009, Magna Entertainment Corp., which owns Pimlico, filed for Chapter 11 bankruptcy, thus throwing open the possibility the stakes could move again. On April 13, 2009, the Maryland legislature approved a plan to buy the stakes and the Pimlico course if Magna Entertainment could not find a buyer. Attendance at the Preakness Stakes ranks second in North America and usually surpasses the attendance of all other stakes races, including the Belmont Stakes, the Breeders' Cup and the Kentucky Oaks. The attendance of the Preakness Stakes typically only trails the Kentucky Derby. For more information, see American Thoroughbred Racing top attended events. In February 2017, the Maryland Stadium Authority released the first phase of a study saying that Pimlico needed $250 million in renovations. As of May of that year, no one showed interest in financing the work. The Stromick Group, owner of Pimlico Race Course and Laurel Park, was only interested in moving the Preakness Stakes to Laurel Park unless someone else financed work on Pimlico. In October 2019, The Stromek Group reached an agreement in principle with the city of Baltimore and groups representing Maryland horsemen that would permanently keep the Preakness at Pimlico. As part of the agreement, Pimlico's grandstand would be demolished and replaced with a smaller structure, and temporary seating would be added to handle the attendance during Preakness week. The Racing and Community Development Act, approved by the Maryland State Legislature in May 2020, allows the Maryland Stadium Authority to issue $375 million in bonds for the renovation of both Stromek Group tracks. The 145th running of the Preakness Stakes was held on Saturday, October 3, 2020, a delay resulting from the COVID-19 outbreak earlier in the year, and setting the year's contest 4 weeks after the also delayed Kentucky Derby. It was held without spectators for health reasons because of the outbreak. In April 2024, the Maryland General Assembly approved a bill that would consolidate Maryland thoroughbred racing at Pimlico and provide for the reconstruction of the Pimlico facility. As a result of the expected demolition and reconstruction of the Pimlico grandstand, the Preakness Stakes is expected to be moved to Laurel Park in 2026 before returning to Pimlico in 2027. In January 2025, management of thoroughbred racing in Maryland changed from the Stromek Group to the newly formed, state-owned Maryland Thoroughbred Racetrack Operating Authority (MTROA). The Stromek Group retained intellectual ownership of the Preakness, for which the MTROA pays an annual licensing fee. With our curiosity piqued, let's embark on a dedicated exploration of evolution of the Triple Crown series and its fascinating intricacies. The Preakness is the second leg in American thoroughbred racing's Triple Crown series and almost always attracts the Kentucky Derby winner, some of the other horses that ran in the Derby, and often a few horses that did not start in the Derby. The Preakness is miles, or furlongs 1.88 km, compared to the Kentucky Derby, which is miles 10 furlongs 2 km. It is followed by the third leg, the Belmont Stakes, which is miles 12 furlongs 2.4 km. Since 1932, the order of Triple Crown races has the Kentucky Derby first, followed by the Preakness Stakes and then the Belmont Stakes. Prior to 1932, the Preakness was run before the Derby 11 times. On May 12, 1917, and again on May 13, 1922, the Preakness and the Derby were run on the same day. To date, the Preakness is run on the third Saturday in May, 2 weeks after the Kentucky Derby, and 3 weeks before the Belmont Stakes. Consequently, the race is run no earlier than May 15, and no later than May 21. One exception is 2020, as that race was run in early October due to the COVID-19 pandemic. Moving on to the next segment, we have traditions. Traditionally, just after the horses for the Preakness were called to the post, the audience was invited to sing the third verse of Maryland, My Maryland, the official state song of Maryland. For many years, the Baltimore Colts marching band would lead the song from the infield. In later years, it was sung by the United States Naval Academy Glee Club. Use of the song was discontinued as of the 2020 edition of the race song, which celebrates the Confederacy, is considered by some to be racist. As soon as the Preakness winner has been declared official, a painter climbs a ladder to the top of a replica of the old clubhouse cupola. The colors of the victorious owner's silks are applied on the jockey and horse that are part of the weather vane atop the infield structure. The practice began in 1909 when a horse and rider weather vane sat atop the old members' clubhouse, which was constructed when Pimlico opened in 1870. The Victorian building was destroyed by fire in June 1966. A replica of the old building's cupola was built to stand in the Preakness winner's circle in the infield. A blanket of yellow flowers daubed with black lacquer to recreate the appearance of a black-eyed Susan is placed around the winning horse's neck at this time, and a replica of the woodlawn vase is given to the winning horse's owner. Should that horse have also won the Kentucky Derby, speculation and excitement immediately begin to mount as to whether that horse will go on to win the Triple Crown of thoroughbred racing at the Belmont Stakes in June. As we progress, let's zoom in on winning the race and examine its role in shaping our overall narrative. In 1917, the first Woodlawn vase was awarded to the Preakness winner, who was not allowed to keep it. Eventually, a half-size reproduction of the trophy was given to winners to keep permanently. The original trophy is kept at the Baltimore Museum of Art and brought to the race each year under guard for the winner's presentation ceremony. In 1940, it was proposed to drape the winning horse in a garland of the Maryland state flower, Rudbeckia hirta, commonly called black-eyed Susans. This posed a problem, as the race is run nearly 2 months before the flowers come into bloom in late June or July. At first, yellow Viking daisies were painted to resemble black-eyed Susans. Painted flowers have been discontinued since the first decade of the current millennium, and Viking palms, a member of the chrysanthemum family, are now used. Although the Preakness is sometimes referred to as the race for the black-eyed Susans, no black-eyed Susan is ever used. In 1918, 26 horses entered the race, and it was run in 2 divisions, providing for 2 winners that year. Currently, the race is limited to 14 horses. In 1948, the Preakness was televised for the first time by CBS. The Preakness has been run at 7 different distance miles: 2.41, a miles 2.01, a miles 1.71, 19,081 miles 70 yards 1.67, mile 1.61, 1909, a miles 1.81, a miles 1.91, a present. Get ready to uncover the mysteries surrounding purse money as we navigate its intriguing terrain. At its inauguration in 1873, the Preakness carried a value of $1,000. The first major increase occurred in 1919 when the race had a $25,000 value. It climbed to $100,000 in 1946 and in 1959 was raised to $150,000. Subsequent increases occurred from 1979 to 1989, when the purse rose 4 times from $200,000 to $500,000, before going to $1 million in 1997. On December 12, 2013, the Maryland Jockey Club announced for the 2014 running of the Preakness, the purse would be increased from $1 million to $1,500,000. Moving ahead, let's uncover the hidden gems within Infield Fest and discover their significance. The race has had something of a party atmosphere in the past, especially in the infield, which is general admission. The course had a bring-your-own-booze policy until 2009, formally including kegs of beer, but in the US restricted to all the beer cans a person could carry in a cooler. However, despite crowds in excess of 100,000, the BYOB policy was cancelled in 2009 after videos of intoxicated people running along the tops of lines of portable toilets while being pelted by beer cans reached a large audience. In 2009, with the alcohol ban, race attendance dropped to 77,850 after topping 100,000 for 8 consecutive years. In 2010, and the Maryland Jockey Club responded with a new event called Infield Fest with performances by musical acts, the Mug Club, which included an infield ticket and an unlimited refill beer mug, and a mascot named Kegasus, a play on Keg and Pegasus, though actually a centaur. The much-derided Kegasus was retired in 2013. In 2010, ticket sales had recovered to 95,760 and have since stayed high. Aside from Infield Fest, the race is known for its fancy hats and official cocktail, the Black-Eyed Susan, made with vodka, street Germain liquor and pineapple, lime and orange juices. In the following section, we'll be immersing ourselves in the captivating world of records. Speed record, miles at 153. Secretariat 1973. Secretariat, the 1973 winner and ultimately Triple Crown winner, was originally credited with a running time of 1:55. Today racing form clockers, however, had timed Secretariat's Preakness in 1:53, which would be a new stakes record. A hearing was held over the time discrepancy, where a video replay showed Secretariat reached the wire faster than Canino 2, the then current record holder, but instead of giving Secretariat the record, the Maryland Jockey Club decided to split the difference and make its official time that of Pimlico's clocker, who had timed the race in 1:54. The matter was finally resolved in June 2012, when a meeting of the Maryland Racing Commission unanimously ruled to change Secretariat's final time to 1:53 based on testimony and analysis of the race replays. Consequently, Secretariat holds the current official record for all 3 Triple Crown races. Other records at other distances. Margin of victory lengths: Smarty Jones 2004. Most wins by jockey Eddie Arcaro 1941, 1948, 1950, 1951, 1955, 1957. Most wins by a trainer Bob Buffett 1997, 1998, 2001, 2002, 2010, 2015, 2018, 2023. Most wins by an Anna Calumet Farm 1941, 1944, 1947, 1948, 1956, 1958, 1968, 2013. Also the leading breeder with 7. Now, let's delve into the intricacies of fillies in the Preakness and explore its various aspects. 6 fillies have won the Preakness Swiss Godiva 2009, Rachel Alexandra 1924, Nellie Morse 1915, Rhine Maiden 1906, Whimsical 1903, Flocolin. In this section, we'll be shedding light on winners since 1873 and its impact on our understanding of the subject. Winners since 1873. Triple Crown winners are in bold. Notes. Time to second 1873 to 1899, to second 1900 to 2002, to 0.01 seconds since 2003. All winners have been 3 years old, except Montague in 1890, who was 5 years old. A designates a filly. Dwayne Lucas swept the 1995 Triple Crown with 2 different horses. Welcome to the next segment, where we explore sire lines and its significance in our journey. The Dali Arabian Urk sire line, all branched through the Eclipse 1764 line, produced 130 stakes winners, 121 colts, 3 geldings, 6 fillies, including all winners from 1938 to present. The main branches of this sire line are the King Fergus 1775 branch, all branched through the Voltager 1847 line, produced 13 winners. His sire line continued primarily through his son Vidette 1854 with 12 winners, due primarily to his son Galopin 1872 with 9 winners, exclusively through Street Simon 1881, most recently Pleasant Colony in 1981. The Poitou 1773 branch produced 116 winners, all branched through the Waxy 1790 line, including all winners from 1982 to present. The primary branch of this sire line is through Whalebone 1807, which has produced 115 winners. In turn, the primary branch continues through Sir Hercules 1826, which has produced 97 winners, including all winners since 1984, and then the Bocaccia 1833 branch, which produced 91 winners. From Bocaccia, the branch of the Baron 1842 has produced 85 winners exclusively through the Stockwell 1849 line. Bocaccia's grandson Doncaster 1870 sired Bend or 1877, whose sire line accounts for 77 winners. The main branch of the Bend or sire line continued through his son Bonavista 1889 with 63 winners, nearly exclusively through the Flores 1913 line with 62 winners, which has dominated in the last several decades, including all winners from 1984 to present through the following sons. The Fairway 1925 branch 1 winner, most recently Ballygag in 1960. The Farman 1925 branch 5 winners, most recently Silver Charm in 1997. The Sigil 1924 branch, which has produced all winners from 2021 to present 27 winners exclusively through Polynesian 1942 with his win in the 1945 Preakness Stakes, continued exclusively through his son Native Dancer 1950 with his win in the 1953 Preakness Stakes, continued primarily through his son Ray's a Native 1961 with 23 winners, down through Mr. Prospector 1970 with 20 winners, including all winners from 2021 to present through 9 different sons, Tank's Prospect with his win in the 1985 Preakness Stakes, and 8 other sons through their progeny, with his son Fabiano 1977 accounting for 6 winners. Most recently sees the Grey in 2024. The Pharaohs 1920 branch 29 winners all branched through the Neko 1935 line, through his sons Royal Charger 1942, Naptic 1954, and Nasrua 1940. The Royal Charger branch produced 5 winners, most recently Swiss Skadiver in 2020. The Nasrua branch produced 11 winners primarily due to his son Bold Rua 1954 with 10 winners, most recently California Chrome in 2014, while the Netic branch produced 13 winners, exclusively through his son Northern Dancer 1961 with his win in the 1964 Preakness Stakes, and direct male progeny of 12 winners, most recently War of Wool in 2019. With his son Stormbird 1978 accounting for 5 winners, most recently Justify in 2018. Special notes: an offshoot of the Whalebone 1807 branch, the Camel 1822 branch 14 winners exclusively through the Touchstone 1831 line, produced 1983 Preakness Stakes winner deputed testimony through his grandson Newminster's 1848 branch. Since then, each winner of the Preakness Stakes has gone through Whalebone's more frequent sire line branch of Sir Heracles 1826. The Newminster branch is the more common of the 2 branches derived through Camel with 8 winners. Newminster's brother Orlando 1841 produced 6 winners exclusively through the Commando 1898 line with 6 winners, most recently carried back in 1961. The Sir Hercules 1826 branch produced 2 main lines, the primary branch of Burkatcher 1833 and the secondary branch of Forabella 1841, which produced 6 winners exclusively through the Leamington 1853 line, most recently 1901 Preakness Stakes winner the Parada. The Burkatcher 1833 branch produced 2 main lines, the primary branch of the Baron 1842 and a secondary branch of Oxford 1857, which produced 6 winners exclusively through the Stirling 1868 line, most recently 1946 Preakness Stakes winner Assault. The Bend or 1877 branch produced 2 main lines, the primary branch of Bona Vista 1889 and the secondary branch of Ormond 1883, which produced 10 winners primarily through the Teddy 1913 line with 8 winners, most recently 1967 Preakness Stakes winner Damascus. The Byerly Turk Sire line produced 13 winners, 10 colts, 3 geldings. The main branches of this sire all branched through the Herod 1758 line are: the Highfleur 1774 branch produced 1 winner, most recently Montague in 1890. The Florisel 1768 branch produced 6 winners, all branched through the Lexington 1850 line, most recently Hindus in 1900. The Woodpecker 1773 branch produced 6 winners, all branched through the Buzzard 1787 line. The main branches of this sire line are: the Castrol 1801 branch produced 1 winner, most recently Callerton in 1917. The Selim 1802 branch produced 5 winners, all branched through the Vandal 1850 line. The main branches of this sire line are: Survivor 1870, winner of the 1873 Preakness Stakes. The Virgil 1864 branch produced 4 winners, 1882 Preakness Stakes winner Vanguard, and 3 winners branched through the Hindu 1878 line, most recently Buskin in 1913. The Godolphin Arabian sire line produced 7 winners, 6 colts, 1 gelding. The main branches of this sire all branched through the Australian 1858 line are: the Attila 1871 branch produced 1 winner, most recently Tecumseh in 1885. The Spendthrift 1876 branch produced 6 winners, 1894 Preakness Stakes winner Sydney 1891, and 5 winners branched through the Hastings 1893 line, including Don Enrique 1904, winner of the 1907 Preakness Stakes. The Fairplay 1905 branch produced 4 winners, most recently War Admiral in 1937. Preakness Stakes winners with male line descendants, including other Preakness Stakes winner Polynesian 1945 winner 26 winners, 25 colts, 1 gelding. Most recently sees the Grade 2024 Native Dancer 1953 winner, 25 winners, 24 colts, 1 gelding. Most recently sees the Grade 2024 Northern Dancer 1964 winner, 12 winners, 11 colts, 1 filly. Most recently War of Will 2019 Bold Ruin 1957 winners, 7 colts. Most recently California Chrome 2014 Seattle Slough 1977 winner, 2 colts. Most recently California Chrome 2014 Gallant Fox 1930 winner, 1 colt. Omaha 1935 Man O' War 1920 winner, 1 colt. War Admiral 1937 Bold Venture 1936 winner, 1 colt. Assault 1946 Citation 1948 winner, 1 colt. Fabius 1956 Secretariat 1973 winner, 1 colt. Risen Star 1988 Summers Wall 1990 winner, 1 colt. Charismatic 1999 Curlin 2007 winner, 1 colt. Exaggerator 2016. If you have any suggestions for future videos, feel free to drop them in the comment section.